As we get into our active stretching, it's very important that you're making sure that you're putting yourself through a little bit of a workout, a 10 to 15 minute workout prior to getting in the water. Through your push-ups, your sit-ups, your squats, your pull-ups, or your plank positions. Here in the push-up, I want you to notice the body of the player is in a flat position. His bottom is not sticking up in the air, or he's not slouched or arcing his back. Here we have our players do many different hand positions. Wide positions to narrow positions to alternating one high, one low position. The great thing about this in your combinations, you can do 10 push-ups in one way with your wide position with your hands. You can do 10 push-ups with the narrow position focusing on your triceps, or you can do 10 positions with one hand high, one hand low, just alternating a little bit differently. You got to think, in the game, you're changing up where your hand position is when you're doing a pushing motion in the game. Here we're moving into some sit-ups and core body strengthening. This is a great exercise we call the taco. This is when you're pushing your legs up in the air as well as your upper body up in the air, pivoting on your hip bone. Try not to put too much pressure or pushing yourself up with that hand that is on the ground. Utilize your stomach muscles to maneuver your legs as well as your upper body. This is probably one of the toughest sit-ups you can probably do. Here you have the bicycle. The player's arms and legs are moving simultaneously with each other, working as pistons, going from right to left. It's a great exercise for your core when you can engage your legs as well as your upper body. Here you have the player bringing his legs and arms up together, trying again, pivot on his lower back, focusing on his lower hips. Do these exercises for about 30 to 20 seconds and move on to the next. This is a nice exercise to use. You can use 3 different variations here. You can do the freestyle kick or the flutter kick. You can move it into the scissor kick, moving your legs up and over each other, as well as just keeping them still 6 inches off the ground. The air squat is a great exercise for players because it's exactly what an egg beater looks like underwater. The knees come up into your groin, your wide frame allows for great foundation in the water. I highly recommend, if you're not using a weight room, that you're doing many air squats. A couple things to look out for here. Pay attention to your knees not going past your toes. If your knees go past your toes, you're putting too much pressure on your knees. The other element here is your lower back. Keep it as flat as possible, almost as though you're sitting down in a chair. The other thing that will help you with this is keeping your head up. Here this player has a deep squat. He goes past his 90 degree. Not too many athletes can do this. You can either go a deep squat, but again, make sure those knees don't go past the toes too far. The one-legged lunges. You can alternate them, or you can work on one leg for 10 reps in a row. This is great. Reach out as far as possible. Again, the knee is very important to not go past the toes, to not to put too much pressure on the kneecap. Your back knee, the one that is dropping down to the ground. If you can come within a half an inch to an inch from the ground, you're getting a good reach on it. Also, it's very important that you keep your back stiff and still, just like the air squats. Don't hunch over that knee that you're stepping with. Stay up in the vertical position with your upper body. To combine your air squats with explosive movements, we have a genie here for you. We call this the genie. You're standing in a genie-like situation where you're going into a deep squat to a vertical jump. Snapping off those toes, trying to get as high as you can. Planks, another great exercise or strengthening skill that you can use prior to games or after workouts. Here you notice a player in a planks with his hands on the ground, keeping his body as flat as possible, not arching his back either with his bottom up or down. Here you also can go to your elbows. We call these the thinkers. Your objective in these planks is to keep that body straight. Any kind of bent or dip in it is bad body positioning. Here our player does variations with planks. You can do the two-handed planks, or you can alternate your hands. Alternate your left and right hand off the ground, holding it with just your opposite legs and arms. If you can become more advanced in your planking positions, you can actually do one of the hardest things is the same arm, same leg side. It's a very difficult drill to do, but it adds a strong core sense to your body. Here we have some of the side planks. elevating one leg and one arm. This gives great strength to the shoulders without a lot of tension or pressure on them. A stronger core prevents injuries in the limbs, the arms and the legs. A lot of athletes that I've used to play with have a lot of back injuries. The back extensions are a great exercise to strengthen those muscles around this vertebrae to allow the vertebrae to have less pressure on it. Here are some back extensions of alternating the arms and legs, right and left, or left and right, and then a combination of both. Add these drills together to give your whole body workout. Add your push-ups to your squats, to your one-legged lunges, to your sit-ups, all in one. That way you can actually work the entire body and prepare yourself for the water. Again, if you notice, these players have been working for about 20 to 25 minutes on land prior to getting in the water. Some of them even break a sweat. To conclude our dry land exercises, it's extremely important that you put yourself on land prior to getting in the water. It prevents injuries. It allows your body to maximize its potential when you're running the drills or skills that we're about to show you.